Now, as DLC goes for any game, I think the Shadow Broker DLC is an absolutely fantastic piece of DLC. I think more often than not, I find that this whole storyline from the beginning on Ilium, where you first meet Liara, up until this point is better than most of the main missions in this game, and that's saying something, because this game has some fantastic missions. But as DLC goes, that was like almost a mini story within itself. It was just, I personally think, a fantastic story. You get a lot more closure if you romance Liara in the first Mass Effect like I did. You get a lot of closure on them too, because otherwise the meeting with Ilium, you just talk business and that's it, and you never get to discuss their past relationship they had. And I think the fact that her becoming the Shadow Broker, her becoming a new person, almost like a colder person, but still having the sort of like the feelings for Shepard. I think if you choose to renew your relationship with Liara, then I think it builds the bridge between like Mass Effect 1 and 3. You know, obviously not giving anything away whether she's there or not. I think it definitely helps build the bridge. But if you decide to call it quits here and you know that's the end of your relationship with Liara, I think then the Shadow Broker DLC is just a perfect way like to end that and to say goodbye. And I think it's something that I think personally should have been in the main game and not DLC. But that is not the DLC over, because once you've finished helping her with the mission...
Shepard, it's so good to see you. I've set up a few terminals with information I think you'll find interesting. Take a look.
There is still more to do.
Welcome back, Shadow Broker.
What's this?
That's the old broker's VI assistant. It's actually been helpful with rebuilding the network.
Please let me know if I can organize anything else for you, Shadow Broker.
It also thinks anyone in the room is the broker. I'll play around with the settings later.
My manual is ready whenever you have a moment.
Huh, that Yarg really was cocky. If it thought that nobody would ever enter this room other than him. Well, aren't you a friendly little... You're the first combat drop bot, or VI, or whatever you want to call you, that hasn't attacked me. I'm liking you already. But anyway, there's a few things you can do and have a look around here. And what I'll probably do is I'll probably look at these more in depth in a separate video for you guys. But here you got a dossier on every single one of your teammates, or at least a dossier on every single teammate that you've actually gone around and recruited, and a few extras like Cerberus, Captain Bailey, Aria Taloke, David Anderson, Stephen Hackett, the Shadow Broker himself. You can go in and just like, for the quick purposes, I'll just show you guys here. And it says like you can like read personal correspondence and medical correspondence and stuff like that. But what I'll do is once we've finished looking around here, I'll put all this stuff in a separate video. So for those of you who want to look at it, you can. But for those of you who aren't really that interested, I won't be wasting your time sort of flicking on all of them. So if you want to see on that stuff, stay tuned. There'll probably be a video after this that will show you. Advanced training, you know, you can look at that on the Normandy itself. So that's nothing really too special. Customize your gear. You got over here, you got the research terminal and the upgrades, just like you do on the Normandy.
Has made some unusual purchases lately. She may be expecting to move to a larger mansion.
No, thank you very much for the information there.
Shepard, glad you stopped by. We don't get many visitors.
Take it easy. You've been through a lot.
You're probably right. I never did say thanks for the rescue.
Liara never gave up on you, Farron. I just helped.
I'm still amazed Liara came for me. I'll never forget what either of you did.
I can log that in the archives for you, sir.
I see you met the secretary.
I've got a feeling this guy can be extremely helpful and slightly irritating at the same time.
For 2 years, Liara didn't stop looking for you. You two must have been close.
She's a good friend. Better than I deserve.
Yeah, she did say you kind of betrayed her a couple of times, but 2 years locked in that electrified chair, I think you've served your dues. Speaking of...
How are you holding up, Farron?
I'll be alright. I wasn't always strapped into that interrogation chair. Drell can mentally escape into old memories. It came in handy on the bad days.
How many times did the Shadow Broker hook you up to that contraption?
A lot. It gets fuzzy. He made the guards watch, as an example.
Now that explains why they're all scared of him, other than the fact he was a massive bug-like creature.
What will you do now that you're a free man?
I want to help Liara rebuild this place. But after that...
Your schedule's getting full, sir. Let me sync it to your Omni tool.
No thanks, I'm fine.
Okay, I think one of the things Liara's going to have to tweak is its priority settings.
How did you and Liara both end up looking for my body?
Cerberus headhunted me and Liara to steal your body from the Shadow Broker. I was working for the broker at the time, and he's the one who scraped up your remains in the first place.
What turned you against the Shadow Broker?
He started working for the Collectors. You weren't their first victim. Was an information trader, not a slaver.
So it looks like you had a change of conscience.
How do you think Liara's doing as the new Shadow Broker?
Operations are almost fully recovered after a slight dip in efficiency.
Ever since we repaired the network, Liara's been glued to the archives. I caught her sleeping at her desk more than once. She's busy, but I think she likes it that way.
Looks like you've made a friend.
The drone follows everyone. I don't know why the broker kept it around.
I'm a shell for a specialized data processing VI, custom built to your specifications, Shadow Broker.
It helps coordinate the network's massive information feeds, but it could use a different interface tone.
You deemed my default personality sufficient for your needs, Shadow Broker.
I wish it would stop calling me that.
Take it easy, Farron.
Thanks.
So now, if it thinks we're both the Shadow Broker, I wonder what happens when I leave the room. Who does it choose to stay with? A bit of mood music, and if you come up here, you've got the video archives.
What does this console do?
This is the video surveillance access point. I've queued up the archive footage you requested on your last visit, Shadow Broker. Remember, you can zoom in for more detailed viewing and can pause anytime during playback. Aria Talok, Omega.
Well, let's see what Arya's getting up to. Was that just a random blue sunsmirk, or was that a guy, Aaron, who used to, or Orion, or wherever it was, who used to work for her?
Emily Wong, Citadel.
Emily Wong, looks like you're not the active reporter we all thought you were. Getting your boogaloo on.
Fred Mazai, Citadel. Donnell Udina, Citadel.
Haha, your name is Donnell. Udina, push!
Armando Bailey, Citadel.
Okay, I take that back. Bailey, your first name's Armando. If you weren't voiced by such a cool guy, I'd almost laugh at you. Oh, Bailey, you look so lonely.
David Anderson, Citadel.
Captain Anderson, what are you doing meeting with someone from Cerberus? You trying to tell me that someone from Cerberus is actually working with you?
Praetor Gavon, Omega.
Sneaky, sneaky. Looks like Gavon's still taking out Vorcha for us.
Kalisa bint Sinan Al-Jilani, Citadel.
Oh, Krogan punch! Oh man, at least I'm not the only one doing it. Shepard, the trendsetter.
20, Citadel.
Looks like that Krogan picked the wrong keeper to pick on. Looks like they don't just explode.
Matriarch Atheta, Ilium.
Is that a picture of Liara that matriarch's got? That matriarch is the matriarch who was the bartender on Ilium that Conrad Werner was winding up. Looks like there's a little bit more to you than we knew. She did say she had a pure blood child, and she did say she was the father, and we've already met Liara's mother. Maybe Liara should come and investigate these terminals.
Erdnot Torsk, Tuchanka.
That is one bad day to be a Solarian, but if you're going to go to Tuchanka, you kind of get what you deserve.
Elias Kellum, Omega. Jacob Taylor, Normandy SR2.
Since when have they had cameras on the SR2? Liara, we need to have a talk. God, he's even boring in his personal time. Jacob, do something interesting. I thought this was one time for Jacob to shine.
Subject 0, Purgatory, ship now defunct.
Now, why doesn't Jack have that as a move when she's in my squad? Speaking of, note to self, use Jack in my squad.
Aria Talok, Omega.
Okie dokie, that's everything for now. If you come back to this, there you go, as it says at the bottom, check for more videos in your next visit. So if you go off, do a couple of missions, come back, there'll be more videos there for you to view. A whole bunch more videos for you to view. But anyway, let's go talk to Liara. Before I do, there's a couple of things around here I can just show you. Shadow Broker model ship. Well, you know how Shepard likes to have his ships. And if you go here, is mining companies. If basically by buying these, it shows you on your map which worlds are like rich with these particular minerals. So you don't have to get them, but by getting minerals, you get almost like a bigger payback than you would by not buying them. So I think it's worth 500 credits a piece at least. I mean, if you go around and view every single planet anyway, then you're going to find them eventually. But if you're looking for a specific mineral, then those things definitely come in handy just to show you where they are. Now, these investment opportunities, they're quite good. Warning signal, a pirate fleet is massing in the fringes of the Terminus systems in preparation for a raid on outlying Alliance colonies. Set up a tip-off to Admiral Hackett about the upcoming invasion. So this is basically the information you find out as, or at least Liara finds out as the Shadow Broker. You can tip off the authorities or choose not to, but either way, I just basically go down and just do them all, because it all comes off as a big payoff for Shepard in the end. The Certa Foundation can't start tests on a promising new antibiotic because of accidentally misfiled paperwork. Use your contacts to help them cut through the red tape so they can begin clinical trials. So basically, you're just doing what you can to help the universe, and it comes as a massive payback for Shepard. A corrupt politician, Udina, is trying to levy heavy taxes on all Earth-manufactured goods coming into his system in exchange for kickbacks from local businesses, ruin the politician's reputation with smear campaigns so that his proposal doesn't pass. It's not necessarily saying that's Udina, but I like to think it is. And Eclipse mercenaries have secretly set up red sand production facilities on the planet Curvo, something like that. Tip off the planetary authorities about the facility in exchange for half the credit seized during the raid. Well, I definitely like the sound of that. So basically, if you check back here at some point, not only will there be more video clips, but you can also sort of collect all your rewards for doing that and also do some more. But yeah, that's about it. Let's finally talk to Liara and let's get some closure on us. And pick up some palladium while we're here.
How are you doing, Liara?
I'm a bit overwhelmed, to be honest. The Shadow Broker had more resources than you can imagine. Here, come on over. He had top-level access to the Turian and Asari governments. And more than one Solarian Dalatros traded intel. And now it's ours.
You're not gonna turn into a recluse with creepy information on everyone in the galaxy, are you?
I can understand the temptation. I've got all the secrets of the galaxy at my fingertips. Give me 10 minutes and I could start a war. But I've got a purpose. Helping you stop the Reapers. That will keep me honest. You know, relatively speaking.
If you're in over your head, we could just crash this thing and walk away.
That's just it. In a way, I feel like I belong here. Working on my own, I was always hunting for leads. With the Shadow Broker's resources, it's about organizing, cataloging. I've got everything, Shepard. This is a dream job. Although, the location could be better.
I suppose in your search for the knowledge of the Protheans, this is like your dream job. This is perfect for you.
Have you found anything useful yet?
The Shadow Broker knew about the Reapers. Perhaps that's why he offered to help prove Saren's guilt to the Council.
He didn't want Saren to succeed.
He knew you weren't lying about your visions of the Prothean beacon. There's even some data on the Protheans. I think he knew what was coming and was looking for a way to survive.
Why was he still looking at Protheans? They gave us the warning and the conduit at Ilos, but we've used those.
The Shadow Broker seemed to think there was more out there. Perhaps the Protheans had other plans. Or maybe he was just grasping at anything that offered some hope.
This Shadow Broker was a lot smarter than we gave him credit for. I mean, he definitely didn't look smart after all, but he's definitely onto something.
How'd you know what the Shadow Broker was?
I didn't. I had no idea what to expect when we finally found him. But I researched pre-spaceflight cultures during some of my Prothean studies. I know a bit about the Yogg. There's more on the terminals if you want to look. They're a fascinating culture, and a terrifying one.
Yeah, I definitely got the terrifying bit at least.
How's Farron doing?
As well as you'd expect, after 2 years of intermittent torture.
You gonna be okay?
I don't know. He wants to work, so I'm letting him help. Maybe it takes his mind off it.
So, you and Farron?
We're just friends. Commander, are you jealous? If you're concerned, maybe you should do something about it.
You know, I didn't come down here just to talk about data.
I know. We have some unfinished business. But just because we were together before, I miss you. But it's been 2 years. I don't want to put pressure on you.
Choices. Last time she put pressure on me, Shepard definitely enjoyed it. But, as you say, it has been 2 years, and I think this has been the perfect way to find some closure.
Okay, let's give it some time then. For now, what if you came back to the Normandy for a drink?
I'd like that.
Good. Get your things and come on up.
Okay, thanks. I'll be right there. Just give me a minute.
Did you enjoy the tour?
Yes, it's a beautiful ship. And I ran into Joker. He seemed happy to see me. Although, he did ask me to record any parts of our conversation where my eyes do that freaky black eternity thing.
Of course he did.
I also spoke with Dr. Chakwas. I'm glad she's doing well. I brought you something. It took some digging, but I recovered your tags.
I thought I'd never see these again.
They changed hands more than once. Do you remember Admiral Hackett? He gave them to me so I could return them to you. He sends his best and hopes you're okay. So, how are you doing, Shepard? I mean, really. Not what you tell your squad to keep morale up.
Honestly, I'm tired. Tired of dealing with Cerberus. Tired of the Council ignoring me. Tired of my closest friends not believing me.
Yes, I heard about what Kaidan said on Horizon. I'm sorry. But their short-sightedness doesn't diminish what you've accomplished. There wouldn't be a man, woman, or child left on Horizon, if not for you.
I saved some of them. Not enough. And the collectors will keep hitting colonies until I stop them.
So you'll stop them.
And here I thought it'd be difficult.
You'll get the job done. You always do. I just don't know what comes next. So tell me what you want. What are you fighting for?
I guess I'm fighting for us. All of us.
That's a lot of responsibility.
People are messy, awkward, sometimes selfish or cruel. But they're trying. And I'm gonna make sure they have a chance.
I hope the galaxy proves itself worthy of the effort you're putting into saving it. I should get back to my base, but thanks for inviting me up, Shepard.
Come back soon.
Now, as I said before, I think the Shadow Broker DLC was just a fantastic piece of DLC. And if you wanted to continue your relationship with Liara, it makes the entire trilogy seem a lot more linear by the fact they actually include her a lot more in the second game without actually making her a squad mate. Because if, while you're on the Shadow Broker's base, when she says she doesn't want to pressure you, if you say, yes, I do want you to pressure me, she then comes back to your room like that, and then when, instead of where she said she was going to go, instead her and Shepard, to put it in Joker's words, do that black eye eternity freaky thing instead and get down and jiggy. And if you want to romance a squad mate here on the Normandy, you can actually have your cake and eat it too. You can romance Liara and romance a squad mate on the Normandy. At least that's my experience. Is like past playthroughs, I've managed to at least romance one squad mate and Liara at the same time, which could make things a little bit awkward when it gets to ME3. But if you want, you can do that. But if you don't want to risk ruining a relationship with one of your squad mates, then you can just do what I did and be a true man and be faithful to your word and just stay friends with Liara. Because I think, if you don't want to continue your relationship from ME1, I think the Shadow Broker DLC is a perfect story for both continuing and ending the relationship. It can either be the continuation of sort of them getting back together after 2 years, or it could be them saying, so much time has passed, this is the perfect place to end it. And as I said before, I think the Shadow Broker DLC should have been a main part of the game, because I think it is better than a lot of the main missions, and I think it is almost like lost my words, I'm tongue-tied, I've been recording quite a long time now, but I think it is almost like a perfect part of the story and almost an essential part of the story, which I think should definitely be in, and if you don't have it, it is definitely worth the money. But that is the Shadow Broker DLC complete. The Liara Tassoni is the new Shadow Broker, something that I think is definitely going to come in handy. But as for now, it is back for Shepard to carry on recruiting his team and to stop the collectors. But as for now, I will catch you guys later.